Today's matchup. Creator. INnoVation. Classic. Bunny.
And we're back. We're ready to go into our final best of three. This is going to be hopefully not the last PVT we get to cast. Remember, we don't have any Protosses in the round of 8 yet.
Yeah, 5 Terrans, 2 Zergs in the round of 8. We might have INnoVation also advance. It all comes down to this last match.
Classic is looking like he's in good shape. Sorry, INnoVation, but we need you to take the L. We'll see what happens. If INnoVation does win here, we will have 8 Terrans in the top 8 and only 2 Zergs.
Yeah, it's surprising.
I'm sorry, 6 Terrans, not 8. I'm dumb. 6 Terrans in the top 8 and 2 Zergs and no Protosses.
Yeah, I have to keep writing it down in my memo because I'm afraid of doing like basic arithmetic on air. I'm like, okay, what's
math is scary, man.
What's 7? There's 7. Yeah. There's 7 players.
Oh god, there's
5 are Terrans.
6 plus 7.
How many Zergs?
Yeah, it could be rough.
Yeah, I don't know why I blank on this so much. I'm generally pretty good at math. It's just
math on TV
you get in your head, man.
It's a dangerous game you're playing there.
It's scary.
So, INnoVation's looked very, very good. He did get smashed by Bunny. But wait, INnoVation fought Creator, right?
He played Creator.
So this isn't a rematch. So, I think Classic looked like he was in pretty good shape. I think he did look like he was in better shape than Creator. Creator really just wasn't able to bring anything to the table today.
Yeah, I feel like he had some interesting builds, especially against INnoVation. It just didn't go his way. And yeah, he is, I mean, you talked about this before in the previous match. He's one of those players that's kind of hot or cold. And right now, just kind of cold. He had a good run at IEM Katowice, and I'm sure we're going to see him. I'm sure we're going to see much more Creator in GSL this year and in tournaments around the world in StarCraft 2, right? I mean, he's just so good. He is one of the best Protoss players that's out there competing today. Like it's him, it's Hero. You got some foreign Protosses that are really good. We'll see more of him, but hopefully we'll see some more Protoss here in the round of 8 as well as INnoVation versus Classic. The map is loading up. Final match here of the day in Group D.
Let's go. Let's do this, man.
INnoVation.
Beep boop.
So stupid, but I laugh at it every time, man.
Get that air conditioner installed up there and that little plug.
I'm sure we'll see that develop over the course of this GSL. If he wins round of 8, there's going to be an air conditioner.
That's right. We're going to slowly see the rooms upgrade. This is just, I'm not going to ever get tired of talking about that shot of that guy's room.
Yeah. Hope he advances just to talk about the room.
I want to go like buy him some posters and be like, here, put this on your wall.
Maybe we can start crowdfunding some interior design, interior design consultation for these guys.
It's like a funny thing with Korean streamers, because I actually do. I click through Africa TV a lot. I look at a lot of just Korean streams. A lot of the rooms they just don't have anything in there.
Yeah. My room's also basic, but at least the lighting setup is generally good. It's flattering.
Yeah, you got some cool lighting in there.
My big head kind of blocks everything behind me, so it doesn't really matter.
Beautiful brain in there.
It doesn't really matter.
So these guys have been fairly even in the past. INnoVation, I mean, he looked good. Obviously, Bunny kind of gave him a run for his money, but this should be a fun final best of 3 to see, who's really on top right now.
Frankly, a match that could have been, a tournament finals years ago. In many international tournaments, these guys were at the top of their game. I mean, for Classic especially around 2014, 2015. For INnoVation, before he went to military service, of course, was consistently one of the best Terran players in the world up there with Maru. And so it's nice to kind of have these old school players come back from military service, and at least one of them is going to make it to the round of 8.
Yeah.
And, for Classic, he didn't just come back. He's been competing in StarCraft 2 for a while again, but he really hasn't been able to return to championship form over the past couple of, months and years, right? It's been a rough ride for him returning from military service. And so, if he made it for the top 8, not only would he be kind of breaking new ground for himself again here in the GSL and returning to that past self and maybe gaining some confidence along the way, but also, keeping the Protoss hopes alive here. One Protoss in top 8 would be nice to have. Certainly better than 0.
There it is, the third command center.
Dude, INnoVation, man, he hasn't changed.
We were literally joking about this, like off camera. I'm like, are you ready for him to make that third command center? And then he did it. We're like, yep.
All right, it's going to be Stargate here for Classic, too.
The thing with INnoVation is, like, you can know what he's going to do and he'll still beat you with it.
He's so good at that.
Yeah, I mean, truly, if you wanted, like, to have a build to just steal to try to pick up the game, probably just copy what INnoVation does and just get really good at it. You know, he's made this work so many times before. Now, I don't know if the Protoss could scout that third command center and maybe decide to do some kind of aggression. I know we've seen success with almost loses that at depth. I know we've seen some success where players will, you know, go for the Blink Stalker and blink into the main and do damage that way.
Yeah, this time Classic's going to be opting for the Phoenix, and I think most of the PVTs that he's won today, well, maybe the only PVT that he's won today has been on the back of this Phoenix into Colossus play, I think. And you know, he almost won that game 3 against Bunny, just barely wasn't able to hold on against the SCV All-In when it came in. But so far, it has been working for him with that map as the exception. This is actually a really funny interaction. I thought the second Phoenix was closer to being dumb.
Surrounded with pylons when it lands. Like
spend 900 minerals on building a wall.
Yes.
Just trap it in there.
Yeah, and then when it's trapped in the you storm it.
You take up the Templar.
Yeah.
Get a mothership. Make sure you time warp it too.
That's
just
right.
really slow it down. But you know, honestly, it might be a good thing here for Classic that his Phoenix count got scouted, that this is the tech, because now, you know, he has nothing to hide. He's going to be on the map with these Phoenixes, and he might get the scouting information that he needs seeing this third command center, because, you know, Classic, if he was waiting at home for a potential Widowmine drop or some other early harassment, he might not be playing as greedy as he could, and now he sees that third command center. It's kind of a blank check for Classic to be like, okay, you know, I can throw down that third Nexus as it just now goes down. I can also tech up, I can build some Mortal, I can get this Robotics Bay. No attacks are really going to come my way that quickly, especially with INnoVation also powering up with an Engineering Bay. I mean, complete greed right now.
It's going to be a slow game. Oh, hold on.
I wonder if we might be having...
jacket on. I've got to put my clothes on here.
Yeah, I wonder if we might be having...
I normally cast naked. All right, we're back. Whoa, that was fast. I was completely naked like a minute ago, and I started putting all my stuff back on, trying to get ready to go.
Yeah. I noticed this when you cast. You like to stand up a lot. You also like to take off the jacket a little bit.
Yeah, well, I find every once in a while I just stand up and kind of, I don't know, it like changes my brain chemistry. I don't like to cast with this jacket on.
Yeah, but
I like to throw punches when I'm talking. You know, slows me
getting
down.
into it.
I do a little shadow boxing.
Yeah, I mean, this is one thing when we had the offline format with the GSL, where if we had a situation like this with the pause, we can go like, you know, the cameras on the players, with like the camera crew there. We would be able to take those wide studio shots, and you would have a little bit more time. But now you're speed running.
And what you guys don't know is when the game started, I take these chains off the wall too. Put them on the ground. We actually we played war with the chains. I go, oh, it's a pause. Put the chains back up.
Yeah, it is another pause.
Yeah.
So they are chatting with the admin on Discord, so I'm not actually sure if this is probably another lag situation. Hopefully we don't have, you know, a repeat of the previous time where we had to restart the PCs, but that might be the way this one goes. Is
possible.
We are kind of working through the kinks of an online format. As keep in mind, you know, these guys are.
They're just tabbed out. He's like changing his music on Spotify right now. It's like it's what I do when I'm paused. I'm like, I can't have this song. Hold on.
Yeah. All right. Okay. It looks like we're actually just going right back into the game. So countdown is underway.
They might test it if it's laggy or not.
Yeah, we'll see if there's another pause coming in. Waiting for them to take our ugly mugs off the screen. All right, we're back into it. Another thing to keep in mind is, you know, with this online format, we actually have these players playing on their home PCs, so it's not really, you know, the completely controlled environment on, you know, the tried and tested and true PCs that we had at the GSL studio.
Right, yeah. These battle-tested tournament PCs.
Legendary PCs that have seen hundreds, if not thousands, of GSL matches.
Yeah, man, those PCs belong in museums. That's what Indiana Jones would say.
Absolutely. All right, so Classic continuing to power up with Colossus. Thermal Lance also underway. Classic feeling confident enough with these two Phoenixes. I mean, scouting the greed here from INnoVation. He knows that he can just eke out every possible advantage, like one SCV, two SCVs. You take those wins when you can, especially against a player like Inno, who is so rock solid in his macro. And I feel like this is going to be one of the more interesting games that we get into because, you know, oftentimes in TVP, as we've seen throughout in this tournament, there's a lot of games that it feels like they just kind of end around the 8-minute mark with the first big pressure coming in from Terran, because Protoss kind of has to navigate the storm perfectly to be able to survive. But actually, it's going to be a bit of a role reversal here with Classic against INnoVation. Classic going for the proxy gateway and potentially an attack here with one Colossus.
This
and
seems
Thermal
like
Lance.
a very scrappy attack. Does this actually work?
I think it's 4 force fields in total, so we have to see exactly how these ones go down. All right, 2 get
They just
dropped.
dive on the sentries. He's like, wait a minute. There's like nothing over here. I can just come and attack you.
Yep. Oh, no. That injured sentry had to pull all the way back, which means that the bio gets to stem forward. Able to pick off a couple more units there for Protoss, but INnoVation going to have to retreat now that 2 Colossi are here. Keep in mind, these Phoenixes are also entering the fray as this 3rd command center getting lifted up. And maybe if INnoVation is playing the style a little bit in TVP, this might be one of the reasons why he's struggling, because it's rare that we see Protoss really able to take the edge here with the aggression on 3 bases.
Well, you know, the thing is, INnoVation's style is so passive, it does seem like this is a pretty easy way to kind of set this up, where he's going to stem forward here. We have Guardian Shield. Yeah.
Immediately focuses down the Immortal. Some lifts going down on the Marauders. Actually pretty significant here. That's a lot of firepower here for Terran getting lifted up.
The Colossi have not been touched.
Yeah.
So, like, this is bad.
And keep in mind, I mean, INnoVation behind this, he isn't powering up with extra barracks. He's adding in a Ghost Academy. He's starting to build 2 Vikings, but 2 Vikings alone are not going to be enough here. He's going to try and stem forward. Does get one of those Colossi as the Marauder count continues to grow. And
so low.
It's a really low CC there, Teresilis.
Looks like he is going to be able to repair that in time. He's going to get a few more Zealots and probably poke in again.
Another Colossus entering the fray. Rejoining his buddy there. Ghost production has begun. Command center getting repaired here.
I think it's possible that he just breaks the Terran.
Maybe. I think the INnoVation is starting to get the pieces together here, at least at the natural expansion, to hold on. But, you know, even if he can't kill him here, this is a big win for Classic, and he's not all in. He has +1 ground weapons underway. Charge is almost done.
Yeah, he's going to get Archons. He's going to have a Disruptor. The Disruptor, actually, over at the natural, that can do some work because there's not a lot of room to, like, run away.
Yeah, exactly.
So he can just chuck those shots in there.
Right, this is the big bio force for INnoVation. He has amassed an army here that can actually contest this position yet again. Observer does spot this. This INnoVation starting to get the pieces together. 4 Vikings. A lot more powerful than 2. Suddenly those Colossi might go down over the course of an engagement as Classic might begin retreating back to home. You see him kind of posturing here in the middle of the map, not sure what to do.
Okay, so the Protoss is just going to try to...
boy.
The boys.
I'm not sure if it's going to work this time, though. Okay, so compared to the game that we had against Bunny, it's 7 Vikings as opposed to 9, so the Colossi are going to stay alive a little bit longer, and there should be 2 Disruptors, so...
Yeah, the Disruptors, I think, can actually clean up where the Colossi maybe can't. Also, he sees the SCVs coming, so like, he has all this time.
Yeah, let's see. All right, first Disruptor shot coming in. Complete whiff, in fact, as INnoVation's able to kite away from that. Colossi going down. Shield Battery is able to regenerate it for a good amount of time. A lot of these SCVs falling here. Army numbers dwindling a little bit for INnoVation as Classic seems like he's getting the better end of this trade, but I think he might have done it, in fact, actually. I keep expecting those Archons to go down. Disruptor shot actually hits a lot of Zealots there, but this Shield Battery is just doing complete work.
GG.
Yeah, GG
Classic
gets called.
takes game 1.
Yeah, and I mean, that time, the Shield Battery was in the right position. He was able to overcharge it. There were less Vikings, so the Colossi, even though there were only 2 of them, they stayed alive for a considerable amount of time, and then the Disruptors adding some extra AoE. They didn't get the best shots in, but even forcing the Terran player to have to kite away, that's time that the Terran isn't, you know, just focus firing down your key units, right? They're trying to micro back instead of forward. And some solid play there from Classic now. 1 game from advancing to the round of 8 over INnoVation.
Very, very good game there from Classic. INnoVation, look, we've seen him do that a lot. I feel like he needs to be a little bit more on the initiative in some of these games. Like, he had his 3rd CC all the way at the edge, so like it got scouted immediately. Classic clearly knows what to do. I mean, obviously you can just make a pylon up there and warp in and just kind of push them off if they land that CC too fast, and that's exactly what happened. So I don't know. I mean, the thing about INnoVation, though, is he tends to do kind of the same stuff over and over again and do it very well. I guess you could go a third CC early and then just make SCVs and not land it right away.
Maybe, but
I don't know.
INnoVation, he just plays so greedy, and he kind of relies on his raw mechanical skill to actually be able to defend. The question
Yeah.
is, against a player like Classic, are you able to make that work? Because Classic had the perfect read on exactly what to do there. He didn't wait for Charge to finish and hit a timing with that.
Yeah.
He didn't wait for any particular Forge upgrades to finish and hit a timing. He's like, all right, the Colossi, that's my timing. I'm going to go in with slow Zealots. I'm going to go in with 4 Force Fields. We're going to try and section off a small number of this bio and force a lift there on that third command center. And he almost killed it even. I mean, that was a ton of damage that came in that basically forced INnoVation's hand to try to go for an all-in, which did not work.
Yeah, and it was all downhill from there. So INnoVation, I think he has to play a little bit of a different game here. Will we have a cheese from him? I don't think so. Classic, I do think, has a pretty big range of PvT styles.
Yeah.
He was actually kind of playing like INnoVation up until he found the third CC. Then he went, oh, instant third Nexus, and let's get 2 Colossi and just start to push out.
I feel like Classic, although he's generally more conservative, does have that wider array of game plans to go to. And especially in the mid game, he feels like one of the more flexible Protoss in terms of being able to mix things up as they're happening. Like, it was an almost instant reaction from him upon scouting INnoVation going for that third CC to be like, okay, Colossi, Thermal Lance, 3 sentries, let's go. I'm going to build this gateway there. I'm going to warp in all these extra units, and we're just going to hard commit with a small number of units.
So Classic up 1-0 right now. We're going to go to Ancient Cistern for map 2 and find out if Classic can win, and we're going to have a Protoss in the round of 8, or if INnoVation is going to tie this up 1-1. I just noticed that graphic is biased. It's always showing the Terran logo.
Oh, is that why we have
That's
so many
why.
Terrans?
Yeah, I figured it out. Oh my God.
It's the Illuminati.
Yeah. Were those Terran androids at the start of our show? I thought they were.
They did look pretty human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, Protoss android would actually look pretty cool now that I'm thinking about it. Like an
would
android
It
zealot.
would look like a probe.
Okay, wait. Yeah, we actually do already have some robots here.
All right, we're going to make a GoFundMe to get a Classic to have a room with things in it soon.
Maybe that crowdfunding continues to pile up and Classic goes deep in this tournament. Maybe he will be able to finally afford, on top of those hundreds of thousands of dollars,
For
some
$600,
posters.
you can get the Classic bookshelf in the room tier.
I'm telling you, man, that should be a Patreon tier. Let's hire
Let's-
a interior designer.
I think whenever you have a gaming room too, like all the players are playing. Like, look at their lights on. That's like they have like grocery store lights on in their room.
There is one thing about apartments in Korea generally where they have this like almost fluorescent LED hue.
Yeah, I don't like
which
it.
I don't like. I always have to set up my own.
Yeah, you got to set up your own lights. See,
Yeah.
this is
the
what we have
meta,
to
man.
offer
We should
as
be in
Americans.
GSL.
We should, we got to start to train so we can play, and we'll get. We'll have INnoVation in Classic cast this, and we'll go there.
Maybe in
We'll
Stormgate.
decorate the rooms. The games won't be as good, and you're
Someday.
gonna beat me, but the room will look better.
All right. So, kind of cookie cutter openings again here on PvT. I mean, Classic going for the 20 Nexus, piling on a low ground here. Cybernetics Core behind it. INnoVation going for Reaper into a factory. So the big shakeup here, that's a little bit different from what you would expect in a meta TVP, is that INnoVation's not going for the Reaper expand. He's instead delaying that expansion a little bit with his factory. And maybe this is him mixing it up a bit from that first game where the 3CC greed just did not work. I mean,
Yeah,
he tried to be a greedy Gabriel, and it did not go his way, Tasteless.
it did not. So let's see what INnoVation's going to show us this time around. I mean, generally speaking, I'm sure most of us have been watching long enough to know INnoVation, but some people are new to this still. INnoVation is basically a guy who just has really good macro builds. He likes to push. He never misses depots. There's never a moment that the lights at the barracks are not on.
Yeah.
He's just very good at controlling and pushing. He has a very sharp approach to the game. But the problem is like he's probably one of the most predictable players in GSL.
I would say so.
And when he's on, he looks great. But we do see a lot of players try to play around him, and we saw exactly that happen in that last game where he saw, okay, you're not, you're going to take a third CC that fast and land it. All right, well then I'm going to punish you.
Stargate up again. Sorry.
No, you're fine. And the truth is like INnoVation hasn't, you know, he hasn't been playing as of late, but you got to wonder in this modern era, you know, how effective is this style going to be? I mean, people are so good now.
I think it's not. I mean, it's certainly not trendy. I don't know if that's on merit of it not being quite as good as it used to be, but it does feel weaker with the current tempo of Legacy of the Void, especially with, you know, how fast players are expanding now. I do think that there should be room to get greed checked by the Protoss's. Once again, this is the same Phoenix and Reaper.
The Reaper's like, please, I'm afraid of heights.
All right, so INnoVation with a kind of quirky 2 Reaper opening here. Wasn't able to get much damage done, but all right, Reactor on the factory. Hellions coming out, 4 Hellions in total, and there isn't as much Phoenix energy. Classic will be able to spot this now, and 3 Adepts with their bonus damage to light will be able to focus fire these down quite quickly. No shield battery here, so there should be... Oh, line them up a little bit there. 6 probes going down, no more lifts, so this hurts a lot actually here for Classic.
This did way more damage than I thought.
Dude, is INnoVation, is he like a 5-head gamer? Was that him sending in the 2 Reapers knowing that, you know, Classic is probably...
Actually, yeah, I think he might have.
Classic is probably going to lift one up again and then not have the lifts. Because imagine that push comes in again. We have 1 less Hellion getting into the main base and firing there. Suddenly, there's a lot less AoE damage. Maybe 3 or 4 less probes go down.
There's a lot of Adepts coming across the map here. I mean,
INnoVation, though, with a bunker and a Cyclone, this could be a nice defense for him. I think he might even have a second. Yeah, his second Cyclone almost done in production. So, oh, please get that up.
Oh my God!
All right, I'm not sure. I don't think this is intentional here. I think this might be a mistake here by INnoVation with these Adepts getting into the main base. Is Classic now delivering some counter damage. 4 SCVs going down so far, Tasteless. We'll see if he gets more.
Cyclone's doing a good job. He does shade these over here, starts to take out some Marines. The Phoenix is going to get some more worker kills as well. It's been a bit of a tit for tat, a bit of a back and forth here. Now we're going to have some auto turrets chucked in here.
Some tit for tat for tit.
Yeah, this is just so action-packed, this game right now.
I mean, both these players, they just hate probes and SCVs, man. What more is there to say? Another auto turret going to get dropped here. I think it will get that sentry. Oh, barely didn't get out of range. As that is 4 more SCVs going down, and I mean, really both players just trading blows here. INnoVation going for that 3rd CC, and you know, at the end of the day, we had a lot of units change hands, as you see right there, almost even. INnoVation getting a slightly better trade. 6 more probes going down compared to, I think it was 13 probes and 7 SCVs, and a slight resource overall advantage for him in terms of trading. And you know, we'll see if he's able to ride that momentum, but it doesn't feel like anyone's really run away with the game just yet, which is surprising considering how crazy it's been.
Okay, so he's going to start to push in over here. And it's kind of a flimsy Protoss army here. I mean, there's not quite the normal, you know, kind of meat and bones that you have that can allow, like, for instance, for the Immortal to be covered. We don't have enough Stalkers. We don't have enough Zealots.
Yeah, if Bjorn played Protoss, this is what his armies would look like, man. Just like a ragtag group of 4s. It's like a D&D campaign. It's like, okay, let's get 1 Immortal. Let's get 1 Adept.
Final Fantasy squad, like, moving out. He's going to come across the map now and attack again.
Oh.
And, you know, it could be a lot of the same ideas that we saw in Game 1, right? Where it's like he knows he might be able to take a fight over where this command center is going to land.
Yeah, it's scary, though.
I don't see medevacs here, by the way.
No, I don't think there's no medevacs on the field, and a reactor actually being built by that starport, so we won't have medevacs for at least another minute or so. And that might be Classic's window, but I mean, the army for him is just so flimsy. And yeah, on the middle of the map, you can see him just starting to retreat now as he picks up a couple more SCVs. And it's kind of a bummer here for Classic because you feel like with that Colossus and with INnoVation really just having pure Marine and 2 Cyclones, that's the time that you want to attack in, just get max value out of those laser beams. But the way it's gone, I mean, the army, as you said, it's just too flimsy. There isn't really a window because there isn't the support for the Colossus there to get in, and it's a cheeky little lift.
Yeah. Okay.
Fun game.
Yeah, this has been a really good one. But I do think that Protoss is going to have a moment coming up here to attack. In fact, that moment could be now. I think he just needed to have like a little bit more underneath the Colossus.
A little bit more bulk, as Thermal Lance should be done with the second Colossus. Yeah, we see our observer now highlighting it. And oh, that's a nice catch. They're picking up one of these Cyclones.
To just get rid of that so you can't have any fancy targets. 2 medevacs are now here. The Marines do have stim, but, you know. Oh, hold on. He's going to run.
Yeah, I think he sees the 2 Vikings, 2 medevacs, and
Yeah.
all of that bio. This is actually, oh, this is why we didn't have any medevacs. INnoVation was powering up to go 2 starport. So he's kind of mind-gaming this a little bit. He's playing Classic. Classic loves to play this Colossus style early, with at least 2, oftentimes 3, before transitioning out. And this might be the kind of situation where INnoVation just gets so many Vikings, maybe even double-digit Vikings, just pushes across the map. He doesn't care about the Stalkers. He doesn't care about the Phoenixes. Kill the Colossi, and if Classic doesn't have other AoE damage prepared, he might just be able to win the game off a big push.
You know, if he doesn't scout this, yeah, he's going to get very, very much so hard countered here. But I think you got to start to see this number of Vikings and be like, wait a minute, that's a lot.
I think he should be catching wind of it. But, I mean, look at this Protoss army. It is
if you
so Colossi.
to Zealot Archon, though, right? I mean, you're going to be fine.
I don't know. I feel like the gateway count isn't high enough, considering the Bio Ball.
He's got it. He's going for 2 disruptors.
Yeah, this is what you need. This is absolutely what you need here is Classic, and even then, it is a scary situation with the Bio Ball as large as it is. But you know, Classic, if he's able to get that disruptor count up to 4, he should be able to stabilize unless INnoVation's truly able to pick him apart. But this is kind of the game that INnoVation wants to play. He wants to be ahead in supply. He wants to have this big army, macro it out, continue to expand, now throwing down this 4th command center and just pick Protoss apart. I mean, this was his bread and butter for years before going to the military service, so you got to think he's going to be comfortable here in this position.
Okay, scan over here. Terran is itching for a fight. The 2 disruptors are going to be ready. So the idea is that he has so many Vikings, he just obliterates the Colossi before they really get to play any kind of a role here. There is a little warp-in happening over here. I think he's going to send like 15 Zealots in over here. Or not that, it's the number of Zealots in the game, but send that in there and then probably fly into the main. Terran just has enough. A really nice rally point in over here.
INnoVation reading that correctly, but not in time. Not prepared for this drop here in the main base. He's trying to find a window here. Cyclone wanting to lock on to that disruptor to find more damage, and you know, these drops are
trapped behind the eBay. It's so
these
fun.
drops are getting a lot of damage done. Oh, INnoVation, his army is split. Disruptor shot coming in. Let's see if it connects. 4 Marines, I think, going down. But behind this, 20 SCVs. INnoVation, he's falling apart back at home, Tasteless.
Yeah, I think he didn't appreciate how many Zealots could be warped in here. And now this is starting to really stag, and the infantry is going to go all the way back home, which I would imagine that this means that now the Protoss army can actually follow.
This is a disastrous situation here for INnoVation. Just not enough units back at home to stem the tide of Zealots warping in, and Classic now killing 40 SCVs, 41 SCVs in fact, as Classic just taking a massive supply lead now, even confident enough to move into the middle of the map, as it feels like that 1 Warp Prism drop completely turned this game on its head.
Yeah, this is now really starting to add up. We have 35 SCVs in this game, and there are 8 disruptors.
8 disruptors, Tasteless. That's so many disruptors.
That actually has to be probably too many disruptors.
You can never have too many disruptors, Tasteless.
There's no such thing. You want an army of only disruptors.
I mean, Classic is almost maxed, and this is the kind of situation where INnoVation has to attack into him. So Disruptor is one of the best units you can have in this specific spot because INnoVation took so much economic damage.
Well, he's going to try to come down now, and so many disruptors here. Here we go. Big attack in here.
Yeah, first shot whips a little bit. Second one a little bit better, I think.
He's going to be running from disruptor shots like forever at this
He's
rate.
in the corner. Oh. Nowhere to run anymore, Tasteless. More disruptor shots coming in. Disruptor's actually getting into melee range as the army just overpowering there for Classic. That 1 Warp Prism doing so much work, and we will have a Protoss survive to go to the round of 8. We did it! Everybody!
Yes! Protoss in the round of 8, thank God. And look, Classic, he's our guy right now.
He's our guy.
He played very well. I hope he can get to the round of 4. Maybe we will still have a balanced round of 4. Maybe it's going to be like a Zerg, a Protoss, and 2 Terrans. That would be cool to see. But what a relief. Classic does it. He played an excellent game against INnoVation. You could see eventually INnoVation got far enough along. There was nothing you can do against that many disruptors like that.
Yeah, and that Warp Prism just getting so much damage done. Classic with a killer instinct. And I'm excited to see him advance just because he's been really trying to, you know, get back on the path to success here.
Yeah.
and Legacy of the Void since returning from military service. And INnoVation, I mean, he's doing really well, too. I mean, we got to give him props. He's only been playing for 2 months, and that was a solid performance. He almost qualified.
He needs to try to kill the Protoss a little bit sooner here. I think he's Protoss do have these brittle moments, so you want to try to get in there and do some damage. I think he's kind of too withdrawn in the game. Anyways, the hero of the Protoss race and the only Protoss. Congratulations. How do you feel, Classic? So after coming back from the military, I always got eliminated so fast in the GSL. I really wanted to make it to the next round, and I'll tell you what, I'm very happy I did that today. So the first game I lost, I was worried in my elimination match I might just be the first to be knocked out. But I can tell you right now, I'm very relieved that I actually did make it to the quarterfinals. I guess today's series was going to be very tough. That match you had against INnoVation, it seemed like that started to go very well for you. INnoVation just got out of the military. I had this mindset it would be unacceptable if I lost to INnoVation today, but I was actually very surprised. His condition seems pretty good. But I could also feel in the games like his hands weren't that warmed up yet. He wasn't as nimble as he normally is. You didn't really use disruptors early on, but later on you incorporated that. Why were you so disruptor heavy now? So after the match against Bunny, I realized that I probably have to try to add this in to my kit, and the result speaks for itself. Later game disruptors is good. So you're the last Protoss, and you were in the Decider match. How does it feel to know that you're the last Protoss? Do you feel pressure, or are you going to enjoy this? I'm enjoying this right now. This is fun. I like being in the spotlight, you know. I like being the only Protoss, and I'm going to do it. And I hope you guys cheer for me. So you've got a lot of fans around the world. Anything you want to say to them? Well, to make it to the quarterfinals, it took me a long time. I'm very happy to be here now. Now that I've made it this far, I'm going to practice really hard. I'm going to show some great games. So please keep your eyes on me and keep supporting me. All right, that does it for the interview. Good. What a great ending for the day. I was so worried INnoVation was going to win. Look, let's face it, even INnoVation's mom and dad want that Protoss to move on to the final eight. So
overall, a lot of fun games today. I mean, we had a lot of 2-0s, but the games were interesting. They were action-packed, and it was a pleasure. As we look at our round of 16, Maru, Cure, Dark, Bunny, all advancing first, and then Gun Solo Gumiho Classic.
Yeah. And so that's not the groups, right?
No, this is first place
just
and second place.
Okay, yeah, I got confused for a second there.
So we're going to be going to a group format next week into the round of 8, and it will be, I think the official groups are going to release after the broadcast, but it should be, seeded based on results here in the round of 16, first and second, first and second.
Yeah, we'll see if they have a graphic for us for that. If not, it's coming soon, and we're going to be back. Excuse me. We're going to be back Tuesday, Thursday, 6:30 p.m. KST. Don't forget, not next week, but the week after that on Thursday, we do have studio audiences for the show itself.
Oh, I cannot wait, Tasteless. It'll be so back to be in the GSL
nice.
studio.
We missed you guys. I like seeing the people that come to the studio.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Yeah. Excuse me, I got a cough today. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad we had a Protoss make it. We definitely have enough Terrans here. I do think as we go through the round of 8, we're probably going to see those Terrans thin out quite a bit.
Yeah, I would love to have a rounded top 4, with
Yes,
either
please.
two Terrans or two Zergs, and you know, one of each other race would
Just
be
hope
really
that Creator
nice.
can do it, or Classic can do it.
Yeah.
Also, do be sure to check out the ESL, excuse me, SC2 Masters Summer 2023 Regionals. I feel like we're all discovering in real time that I can't read while I'm trying to do this. Like, oh no, reading. I haven't done that since I was in school. Do check that out. There's going to be more StarCraft action for you guys.
Should be going on from May 2nd to the May 21st, and should be a lot of fun. I'm
Yeah.
curious to see how Protoss perform in the ESL circuit, honestly,
Yeah.
this year, because considering it's been kind of a
We're having a hard time right now. I know you guys thought Protoss was OP, but it's not looking like it right now. They need some more wins for sure.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see more of that in the round of 8. And
Yeah.
it's been a pleasure casting round of 16 with you, Tasos.
Yeah, it's been a lot of
I cannot
fun.
wait as we continue on the path to having a live finals again.
Please, I cannot wait. But do join us online for Tuesday and Thursday as we continue to do GSL. And on the final day, it's going to be the Final Four and then the finals. So
It's going to be action
probably 2 best-of-5s, then a best-of-7 to close it out. It's going to be a long and epic evening. You want to be there for sure.
It'll be a lot of fun, man.
And that's all the time we have, guys. We will see you again next week. We love you. Take care. Bye-bye.